you mentioned that a lot of new realtors, join your firm as well, and you really encourage that for, like I was just wondering, like, yeah, we have the benefit of all of your material and everything, but as a newbie, like there's so much that we don't know, right? Like there is so much chance of making errors, and there's there's a lot of exp promotion going out there for people who just don't want to tie up to Remax or Save Max and all of that. Like, and this is just a general question, like like as a new person, how do we know like what would be the best fit for us, when we don't know so much, and I don't even know like how long it takes for you to be confident enough to be like, okay, I'm not going to screw this up.
Okay, so what I normally suggest, so when you're going to talk to a brokerage as a new person entering the market, the most important thing, in my opinion, is how much support you get, right? So that's how you want to ask. So basically, you want to know what the typical process would be when you're doing a deal, right? So I can walk you through what our process looks like for our agents, and then you can ask the question to the brokerage that you're interviewing and see what their process is, right? So sometimes, because brokerages will say, yeah, we have training, but that training is more suited to somebody who has already a practicing realtor. And actually, it's funny, one of the brokers, I get a lot of, brokers, sons and daughters joining the course. So he called me just the other day, it was last week, actually. He was like, okay, teach my son how to do the contracts. I'm like, okay, dude, you're a broker. You can teach him that. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. He wanted me to actually put a course together to help new realtors. So he was like, okay, he's willing to pay whatever, but just teach him. So it's a little challenging teaching new realtors just because new realtors don't know anything. And what you're learning here does translate to a real life, but it's a translation that needs to happen. It won't come naturally. So the way our process works is, let's say one of my agents is writing an offer on a property, right? So sometimes the person will come, they will call me. If it's a brand new person, they'll say, okay, how do I pull the title? So I will show them how to pull the title, right? Then second, what do I look for on the title? So we'll go through that. And then how much should I write the offer for? So I'll show him him or her, how to pull the comparables, right? How much the other properties are selling for, and what what a good offer should be. And then also have a conversation around asking the clients the right questions, and basically what their top line is as well, and then how to negotiate. So we'll talk about that. Then writing the contract. I usually ask our new realtor, especially, to send me all the contracts to review, because as a broker, I'm on the hook for it as well if anybody makes a mistake. So basically, they will send me the purchase contract. I will read through it. I may have some questions to make sure that everything they have in there is correct. RPR is a big issue. Everybody forgets to cross it out. I will always ask, do they have RPR? If not, title insurance needs to be there, that type of stuff. So they'll send the offer in, then they'll get back some response in return to that. And then they call me up and say, okay, this is what they said, this is how it went down. And then I'll basically provide some guidance around, okay, what to go back with, what conversation to have with the client. So that's how the process works. And then they'll, once the offer is accepted, then what the next steps are, conditions, and so forth. So basically, there's a lot of hand holding that I do. We are a very small brokerage. We only have 10, 11 people with us, right? It's not a big brokerage, so it's not everybody's a right fit, and we don't really market. But anyway, so that's the process that I would follow with somebody when they are, new realtor helping a buyer. So if it was somebody who's wanting to list the property, so then they will come to the office. I'll show them, or through a Zoom call. So we'll show how to do the listing, what are the steps required, what paperwork needs to be filled out, how to talk to them, what kind of questions they may have, like that type of deal. So we do a lot of that, and you will need that kind of support for the first few deals. And it's a good idea to be in the market, right? Just write offers, go out there, show properties. Don't don't say, oh, I only want to show 2 properties. No, we are getting paid well for what we do, right? For the amount of time we spend with the clients, we get paid really well. So I always encourage our realtors to go above and beyond in serving the client. So that way you build good reputation, and you'll get referrals back. So and I'm all big on don't cut corners, don't do wrong stuff. I do that too. So I don't like doing dirty deals. All my deals are clean. And I think there's a lot of money to be made just staying clean. So that's something that I, suggest as well. So basically from start to finish with our brokerage, there's a lot of support. And I'm always available to my agents. I tell everybody don't have condition expiry at 11 p.m. I don't know why people do that. That is ridiculous. Latest, you want 7 p.m. condition expiry because 11 p.m. is too late. Like people are sleeping, you may not get hold of them. But usually, like everybody has my cell phone number and they'll call me all times of the day. And if I, for whatever reason, am not able to take the phone call, I'll call my agents back right away because somebody may be in the middle of a deal. They may need some support. So there's a lot of support from our brokerage. That's what you want to ask your broker or the brokerage that you're talking to as to what kind of support is available.
Thank you so much, Raman. Thank you for explaining it so thoroughly. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is it normal for them to assign you like a mentor that you work with? But is it also normal if they want to do like a co-listing, or is that not something that happens?
It depends on the brokerage. There's many different brokerage models. So with our brokerage, I am the mentor. I don't get a split out of it. I don't take anything beyond whatever your transaction fee is, which is $650. But different brokerages will have different options or way of doing things. So some brokerages will have a split automatically. Other brokerages will have a split if they assign you a mentor. Some may not charge you any split. So it depends on the brokerage. There's so many different models out there. So it's best to interview a few different brokerages and see who you resonate with best.
That's what I wanted to know is how do you go about interviewing different brokerages? Like, do you just, because you know how for a normal job, you just kind of do a resume, drop it off and that sort of thing. But how do you go about doing that?
So with this one, you just call them up and say, hey, I'm interested in your brokerage. I would like to meet with the broker. When do you have the time? All right. And if they don't give you the time, then that's not, so that's what the support will be like as well, right? But the broker will be busy. So, but they will make time and they'll say, okay, can you make this time or that time? So it's the same thing. This is a very informal kind of conversation you're having with them. You don't need to give them the resume or anything. They may ask you what you do currently to get an idea of, your life and how everything fits in with your work and whatnot. But usually, so from the brokerage side, it's very important for you to interview the brokerage as much as they want to, interview you. Brokerages, it's very easy to join the brokerages. Most brokerages will accept new realtors, but it's more on your side. Who do you want to work with? That's what you have to decide. So you are in the driver's seat as opposed to going for an interview where the employer is in the driver's seat.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.